So it ends 2-1, the final whistle between Arsenal versus Blackpool in the Carabao Cup leg down at the Emirates Stadium this morning. Quite a thrilling game in all. We went with a 4-3-3 with Cech in goal, with Mustafi holding as centre-back, and we also had Lichtsteiner, who went to the right-hand side, with Carl Jenkinson going to the left. And in the other centre-back position was this young Spanish guy, quite a decent little centre-back. Oh, actually was pretty tall, he's 6'3" actually. But he was pretty good in centre-back with Mustafi. We had Guendouzi in the midfield with Ramsey and Emil Smith-Rowe playing in that midfield role as well. We had Mkhitaryan to the left, Maitland-Niles to the right, and Welbeck to the going forward. So overall, looking at the first half, it was quite a bright spark from us. We scored the first goal through Lichtsteiner. He was actually really decent on that right edge. I thought as though he was overlapping really nicely down that edge with the likes of Guendouzi, who was really bright in that midfield, really poking balls in and out. I felt as though we were trying to go through the middle quite a bit against this Blackpool side. I know the likes of Aaron Ramsey and Mkhitaryan really trying to show Unai Emery what they're made of and trying to get into that first team on Saturday. So they were trying to make a few breaks through that middle of the pitch. I thought Carl Jenkins was pretty poor in that left edge. Really didn't offer too much going down the sides. But I thought Lichtsteiner was really decent that first half, and he came through to score that goal with Guendouzi putting him through. I thought Mustafi was alright at the back, to be honest. They didn't really offer too much, Blackpool. They just sat back and we just went at them. I thought the second half we really did look very shaky. Cech once again, just his distribution with the ball is not good enough, I personally think. But we did get another goal. Emil Smith-Rowe, the Croydon boy, he scores again, made it 2-0. Carl Jenkinson actually this time overlapping down that left edge and putting a nice ball in, a little bit in and out, but Emil Smith-Rowe put that ball in the back of the net, made it 2-0, and we were looking very comfortable. The likes of Aubameyang came on. I know the likes of Guendouzi did get sent off for a red card. I thought the referee was very sloppy this evening. He let a few go out. There was meant to be a few corners, but didn't end up happening, and he ended up sending Guendouzi off for I think it was quite sloppy by him, to be honest. Kind of stuck his arm out a little bit, and it was like, yeah, I guess you could give that. So he got sent off. Torreira came on. He really did sort that midfield out a little bit, but then they started to attack us quite a bit, because obviously we had one player down, and they started really going at us. They came in the ball, they put the ball a lot into the box. They had some decent sized defenders, and O'Connor, one of the defenders, managed to get his head on it and made it 2-1, and that's where it became very shaky indeed. But we eventually held out. Iwobi came on. Obviously Aubameyang was on, so we had a bit of threat going forward, but overall we stuck to it. We got the win, and Unai Emery would be happy with that, taking a bit of confidence going into the Liverpool game. But overall we need to really improve on that second half performance, because we were very shaky. I thought Ramsey played really well. Maitland-Niles on the right hand side, he was very quiet, didn't see too much of him, but when he did come into play he looked effective. Emil Smith-Rowe, once again, really good performance by him, coming in from that I think it was the left centre midfield position and really trying to get the ball about. Mkhitaryan, he's trying. I think he's trying too hard. I think that's the problem with him. He had quite a few options where he just hesitates too much, and that's his problem. But overall, it wasn't a bad performance. Second half, it was very sloppy. We were cruising quite a bit. Blackpool didn't really do too much until the second half. They had a few decent players. Their number 7, their striker, I thought he was okay in this first half, and then he kind of dropped off, so there wasn't really much of a threat for that 50-60 minute mark until they did score the goal from the corners, and I think that's what they were really effective at. It was putting the balls into the box, and Mustafi, he did play alright, but it was once again in the air, and Cech, once again, his distribution and in the air, his punches, they're not good enough, man. He gets out, he jumps out, but he just doesn't get a hand on the ball, and it's just sloppy by him. But overall, I think man of the match, I thought Ramsey played really well. Welbeck, he wasn't great at all, to be honest, going forward. It just doesn't offer enough, Welbeck. He gets the ball and he doesn't know what to do with it, so he just plays it back, and the amount of times we were on the edge of the box playing it around, and we really didn't do too much at all. But overall, for the man of the match performance, I'd probably say Lichtsteiner, if I'm truly honest. I thought he was really effective down that right edge, and really trying to prove to Emery that he's the #1 right back at the moment, because obviously Bellerin's out, so it's his chance to take hold of it. But there was a few interesting options he went with. Carl Jenkinson, I haven't seen him play for ages, and it was interesting to see him there, because they did swap round Lichtsteiner and Carl Jenkinson, because Carl Jenkinson was meant to be on the right and Lichtsteiner to the left, but they did swap round throughout the game. But the Spaniard, that centre half, it was quite a surprise seeing him in there, and it was very good to see him in there actually. I thought it was good to get some experience for him and see what it was like down on the old Emirates pitch. But overall, it's a win's a win. We move through to the next round. I know Chelsea got a win as well, and the likes of Tottenham, so we might be playing against those lot. But overall, it's a game we get on with, and we get the win, and we still need to improve on that second half performance. We were very sloppy with the ball a fair bit as well, I noticed. But, you know, we go on to the next game. We've got Liverpool this week. Let me know what you think about that game coming obviously very fast on Saturday afternoon. So let me know what you think about that, who's going to be the predicted lineups, and let me know what you thought about today's game. I thought it was, I don't know, it wasn't the greatest performance, but we got the job done. It was good to see a lot of the youth players. I would have thought Nketiah or Willock would have started, but they didn't happen, so it is what it is. But we move on to the next game. So let me know what you think about the next few games coming up, and let me know what you thought about the ratings of today's game, who you thought the man of the match was, and yeah, just let me know down below. The channel's coming along very nicely, and just drop a sub, guys. That'd be greatly appreciated, and hopefully I'm just going to keep bringing out videos constantly, and I'll get another video out for Liverpool coming up. So that's all for today, guys, and I'll speak to you on the Liverpool match.